Alrighty, guys, I'm now 16-1 on my last 17 board member tier package bets on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. And if you want to see a video breakdown of every single one of my personal bets here today, you can do that right now by becoming a board member on my website. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Happy hump day to you. The weekend's right around the corner. We're halfway there. And as always, guys, my name is Brock Page, and I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, I'm 16-1 on my last 17 board member tier package bets on that site. Good for 94% during that span. And not only do board members get access to my board member podcast every single day, you also get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day until April 1st. It's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. What I do on my website is I actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. I currently have over 555 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Grizzlies at the Heat, 7:30 p.m. East. Miami's -4, totals 220. Now, the Heat's playing their best basketball at home. They're allowing only 108 points per contest in that arena. And no real surprise here, guys. The Heat's one of the best rebounding teams at home in the NBA. Bam Adebayo is grabbing nearly double-digit rebounds per contest. He also scores over 20.5 points a game. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler averages a team-best 22 points per contest himself. They're playing a Memphis team who has a tough time getting the W on the road. These guys are 13-21 in their travels. They've had a tough time offensively when facing Miami. Out of their last 10 meetings with the Heat, Memphis has been held to just 103 points per contest. And one of Memphis' biggest issues is rebounding the basketball. They're grabbing fewer boards a game on the road than most clubs in the West. Now, injury-wise, Williams and LaRavia are still out. Morant's still in no man's land right now. Meanwhile, for Miami, Kyle Lowry's questionable. Cody Zeller's scratched. When it comes to the total, Memphis saw unders in 8 out of their last 10. They're also 21-13 of the under in their travels. Give me the Heat -4, under 220. Next game, Sixers, Cavs, 7:30 p.m. East. Philadelphia's -2, totals 221.5. Now, the Sixers won their last 5 straight, and they're currently the best three-point shooting team on the road in the game. These guys make nearly 40% of their long balls in their travels. James Harden's also drilling just about 40% of his shots from beyond the arc. He's currently second on the team in scoring. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid leads the charge with 33 points a game along with double-digit rebounds. Joe's currently leading the NBA in points per contest. Now, they're facing a Cleveland squad on the other side who struggles guarding the three-pointer themselves. These guys have a higher defensive three-point percentage than most clubs in the East. When it comes to offensive production, the Cavs are definitely not built for a track meet. These guys are in the bottom 10 in points per game, and they've certainly had a difficult time grabbing offensive rebounds. Now, injury-wise, Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, they're both questionable for Cleveland. When it comes to the total in this one, Cleveland saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Philadelphia stay under the number. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Meanwhile, Philadelphia went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Sixers -2, under 221.5. Next game, Celtics, T-Wolves, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Boston's -4.5, totals 233 and a hook. Now, the Celtics are in the top 3 in scoring, and they're one of the better three-point shooting teams in the game. Malcolm Brogdon knocks down nearly 46% of his shots from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum scoring a team-best 30 points per contest himself. Now, they're taking on a Minnesota squad who lost 5 out of their last 9, and they struggle against Eastern Conference opponents. Out of 24 games against the East, T-Wolves got the W only 10 times. They're also one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. They're currently in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounds at home. Now, in addition to that, they're also snagging fewer offensive boards a game than most clubs in the West. Now, injury-wise, Rivers, Gobert, and Reed, they are all currently listed as questionable. Jalen Noel is out. When it comes to the number, Minnesota saw 3 out of their last 4 get over the total. They also allowed 120 points a game in their last 10 meetings with Boston. And out of those meetings I just mentioned, 7 out of those 10 head-to-head contests did get over the total. Give me Boston minus 4.5 over 233 and a hook. Next game, it is going to be Lakers at the Rockets, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. The LA Lakers are minus 3, totals 230. Now, the Lakers are playing some pretty good basketball lately despite the absence of LeBron James. LA got the W in 7 out of their last 10, and they covered in 70% of those contests. They're also one of the better scoring teams on the road in the game. They're currently in the top 5 in road points per contest. And in addition to that, they're also one of the best offensive rebounding teams on the road in the NBA. And even though both Anthony Davis and LeBron James are currently inactive today, it's actually been D'Angelo Russell who's been a significant deep ball threat. He's actually the Lakers' legit, three-point threat. Yeah. Russell's making over 44% of his attempts from beyond the arc with his new team. Meanwhile, Dennis Schroeder and Lonnie Walker, they're both averaging over a dozen points a game respectively. They're facing a Houston team on the other side of things who actually has the worst record in the West. And no real surprise here, guys. Houston's currently the worst three-point shooting team in the entire NBA. Now, injury-wise, Kevin Porter and Alpi Sengun, they are both listed as questionable. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, once again, LeBron and Anthony Davis are both inactive. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, LA saw overs against the likes of the Pelicans, Raptors, and Oklahoma City. They also averaged 121 points per contest in their last 10 meetings with Houston. So once again, if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, the Rockets went 6-3 to the over in their last 9 themselves. Give me the Lakers minus 3 over 230. Next game, it is going to be Kings at the Bulls, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Chicago's minus 1, totals 237. Now, the Bulls have had some issues on the offensive end of the court. They're in the bottom 5 in second quarter scoring. They're also averaging fewer third quarter points at home than most clubs in the East. And out of 22 contests against a member of the Western Conference, the Bulls got the W only 8 times. Now, they're facing a Sacramento team on the other side who scores more points per contest than any other club in the NBA. And no real shock here, guys. Sacramento has the second highest field goal percentage in the entire league as well. Domantas Sabonis, he makes 61% of his field goal attempts. He also leads the NBA in rebounds per game. Meanwhile, De'Aaron Fox, he scores a team-high 25.5 points per game himself. When it comes to the injury report, Lewis and Green are both out for Chicago. Now, total-wise, Chicago went 4-1 to the over in their last 5. They're also 64% to the over against Western Conference opponents at home. Meanwhile, Sacramento saw overs in 7 out of their last 10. Give me the Kings plus 1 over 237. Next game, it is going to be Mavericks at the Spurs, 8:30 p.m. East. Dallas is minus 6, totals 230.5. And even though the Mavs are favored by a couple of buckets on the road here, they are going to work without Luka Doncic. They also have a handful of other injuries as well. They're possibly going to work here without Kyrie Irving as well. But I'll tell you what, even when Dallas is mostly healthy, this is a team who does not perform well away from Dallas. These guys are 12-21 in their travels. They're currently the worst offensive rebounding team in the league. They're facing a Spurs team on the other side who got the W in 4 out of their last 7 themselves, with victories over the likes of Orlando, Denver, and Utah during that span. When it comes to covering the point spread, the Spurs are covering in 50% of their divisional contests. Devin Vassell scores over 18 points a game, and he also shoots it pretty well from three land. Meanwhile, Devontae Graham, he averages over 15.5 points a game himself with his new ball club. Now, when it comes to the injury report, Johnson, Langford, Jones, and Branham, they are both currently questionable for San Antonio. Meanwhile, for Dallas on the other side, Luka's out. Kyrie, Hardaway, and Christian Wood are questionable. When it comes to the scoring, Dallas saw their last 4 straight all stay under the total. Meanwhile, San Antonio saw unders against the likes of Oklahoma City, Indiana, and Utah. Give me the Spurs +6, under 230.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Warriors at the Clippers, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. The LA Clippers are -2, totals 234.5. Now, the Clippers have been insanely tough to score against in the Crypt. They're currently in the top 5 in defensive points per game at home. Meanwhile, as a team, the Clippers got the W in their last 3 straight. And they're giving up fewer third-quarter points at home than any other club in the NBA. Paul George has a bunch of steals on the season defensively. He also leads the club in points. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard, he's scoring over 23.5 points per contest himself, and he drills 41% of his long balls. Now, they're facing a Warriors club who's one of the worst road teams in the game. Out of 33 contests away from home, Golden State got the W only 7 times. And no real surprise here, guys. The Warriors are giving up more points a game on the road than any other team in the league except for one. So certainly a team struggling defensively away from the Chase Center. Now, injury-wise, Iguodala, Wiggins, Payton, and Rollins are out. Jonathan Kuminga's questionable. When it comes to the number, the Warriors saw unders cash in 6 out of their last 10. Meanwhile, Los Angeles went 25-8 to the under in their own building this year. Give me the Clippers, -2, under 234.5. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our quick pick recap. Miami Heat, -4, under 220. Philadelphia 76ers, -2, under 221.5. I'm 16-1 on my last 17 board member tier package bets on my website. And if you want to see a video breakdown of every single one of my personal plays here today, games that I personally have my own action on, there's only one way to do that, and that's to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on patreon.com/BrockPage. Give me the Boston Celtics -4.5, over 233 and a hook. LA Lakers -3, over 230. Sacramento Kings +1, over 237. San Antonio +6, under 230.5. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me the LA Clippers -2, under 234.5.